a 7.
7 for William Saliba. Gabriel.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the centre backs today I thought were really good. Very good indeed. We've got the silky smoothness of William Saliba, and we've got the strength and the power of Gabriel. And I think they both showed that today. The pair of them, they're what they're good at. I thought Gabriel was just as good as Saliba today. So let's give him also a 7.
7 for Gabriel. Tomiyasu came in at right back today. I think. What happened to Ben White? Because I thought he was scheduled. What did happen with Ben White?
I don't know really. I don't know. He's been injured, isn't he? He had a little injury. So Tomiyasu ain't been playing badly, is he? He's been doing well.
Very well.
So no worries about him starting today. And I thought he did well.
He did.
I thought he played very well.
Seems to be getting a lot more good than he did, but not just down the flank. I see him a bit forward everywhere. I see him quite central a lot.
Yeah, no, he was all over the place. He was very strong, and Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel were all very good. He's also got to get a 7 for me. And I know we love Ben, but no reason to change. Bring Ben in, maybe bring Brennan on Wednesday, maybe, and keep at the moment. Keep Tommy in there. He don't deserve to lose his place. So
no, definitely not.
No, so yes, another 7. He's form recently. He's been very good,
and showing why Bayern Munich are interested in him.
Yeah, they can go and do one. Got no chance there. Absolutely no chance.
Yeah, that's what exactly what I thought. Zinchenko,
mate, I thought he was really good today again.
Solid defensively, weren't he?
Solid defensively, still very good in coming forward. Thought his passing was excellent. He's a excellent footballer, and I think recently he's starting to, we're starting to see the Zinchenko of last season again. Recently, some of the little silky things, the little touches that he does in the middle, when he's up front. I think he was, one of the, he was involved in the goal, wasn't he? When he twisted it. So, he probably was involved more in the game than what Saliba and Gabriel was, and he probably stood out more than those two. But obviously he gets the chance to go forward more. So it's tempting to give him an actual 8. To be fair to him, because he was good, but I'm going to give him, because of others, I'm going to give him. I think it might be a little bit too much, an 8. So I'm going to give him a 7, but I think he he was better than probably Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu. Not that they was bad, but he just showed more and did more. But I'll give him a 7. It'd be a very high 7, but a 7. But really good. It's good to see him back.
I kind of liken Zinchenko to a bit like Trent Alexander-Arnold, like not players before people spit out their dinners and lose their minds, calling us deluded Arsenal fans. I'm not saying player for player he's like Trent. I'm saying he's a player who's an excellent footballer, and the position that he plays, it works for the teams that he plays for. When you look at his defensive side under a microscope, it can get scrutinised, and when things aren't quite going right with the team, it's easy to point his sort of defensive frailties out and make it clear. And sometimes they are very obvious. Like against West Ham, it's very, very clear. I think he got hooked at half time because he was just poor. very, very poor.
Actually,
what he brings,
yeah,
what he brings to the team, and when he's on form, he's just untouchable. So important for us.
Yeah, I think I'm going to touch him up to an 8 because I just remembered the goal line clearance that he did. We got the ball off the line as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that. If he wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't have lost. We probably would have lost. Drew the game and possibly wouldn't have gone up and got the goal. So I think overall performance. Just remembered that was, considering he got an assist. Well, sort of like an assist to the assist plus that. Yeah, I think you got to give him an 8. Actually, good, well done, old Zinni.
Declan Rice also
defensively. Yeah, Declan Rice. Yeah, another
play as well.
Clearance off the line, wasn't it? From Declan Rice in the right place at the right time. Another Declan Rice performance. While it wasn't a great performance from Arsenal today, especially as I say in the final third part of the field. I was thinking, before we come on tonight and before we scored the goal that, he probably deserved to be on a winning side because his performance just has been the same sort of every single week. He's been so consistent. And he was again today very, very consistent. Again, like Zinchenko, could have saved us from losing the match with a clearance off the line. So yeah, again, 8. Well done, Zinni and Declan today.
Yeah, Declan Rice. I felt that not just defensively. I felt that when it looked like we didn't have anything going forward, he was trying to drive with the ball, which is quite important, rather than just looking for that pass. Because when you're looking for that pass, you need something a bit different at times. Because it did really feel like Brentford were very much on every pass. They were moving very well. They were shifting their players from side to side every time we were trying to make a move. When we were trying to get in behind the lines, they were there ready for it. So it was tough. So you do need players to do something a bit different, which is maybe fizz the ball low across a few players so it cuts out players, or you drive through players and it just cuts out 2 players there and just puts you in a different position. Very, very important for teams going forward, especially when you're against teams that are hitting low block. Trossard played again, and I played a bit deeper today in the 10. Goal disallowed early on.
Yeah, goal disallowed early on. I mean, it's just.
I'm getting a bit bored of him.
It's just.
It was like a toenail, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. That was my exact, feeling. When it was, they do the line and it's just toenail when he's offside. I'm as you say, I'm fed up talking about it. I'm fed up with VAR. There's no one will be able to sit down with me and tell me VAR's better for the game. Right? It's an absolute waste of time. It's ruining the game. The sooner someone turns around and we have a meeting and the managers and the football bodies and get this out of their game, the better. Because you can't celebrate a goal. You can't do absolute nothing. It's not the same watching it anymore. That goal was, it's absolutely ridiculous. Toenails and all this lark, and the line. You've got to at least give daylight. Do you know what I mean? If someone's offside, or your foot.
Rule, where's the actual advantage in his toe? Like we're talking about, about that much. Where's the advantage there? Now I thought they were going to change it, and I think it may be next season they're changing it. Where it has to be like clear. Do you know what I mean? Like I think they're bringing back not the daylight, but something similar.
Yeah, even your foot, your whole foot. If your whole foot is off, is in front, then maybe and cut out this arm things or shoulder or arms.
Yeah, I know the arms and shoulders.
When was the last time?
Imagine us scoring without our shoulders.
Yeah. When was the last time? Yeah. When did you see a goal with your shoulder? Last time you see one?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's just like we said about it the other week. You know, there's people, you know, the refereeing bodies, the Premier League, who they just basically they haven't kicked a ball in their whole life, and they just can't get their heads round. You know, in other sports, you know, you've got, you know, people who have played the game who are running the game. We've got a bunch of old men in suits who you know have come out of Oxford or Cambridge, who have got fucking science and English degrees. Who've got, I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, they're talking about the other day, weren't they, getting in what was it, air traffic controllers? You know, because they can read the screens better. What a fuck!
What?
I mean, yeah. I mean, absolute. What, I don't know what else. You know, just get the thing out. Go back to the referees. Yeah, I can take that. I can take it. Human error. Oh, damn. You know, it was offside, but referee got it wrong. I'd rather that all day long than this. You know, in theory, it's great. In theory, it's good. Yeah, yes. But unfortunately, the technology is not all there to get it right. And the people who are doing it at Stockley Park are not intelligent enough to be able to like put it into process and get it spot on.
Why
Other
do you
than that,
think we
until
see
you do,
so less mistakes made in other sports like rugby, like cricket? And I know they've had it for a lot longer, but how come we didn't see this level of mistakes when they were doing it? And those are slower sports, I understand. Rugby,
yeah,
there's still time in terms of rugby. Your time's your time. You do your 80 minutes, that's your 80 minutes. It's not like football where they
no,
do injury time or anything like that. Your 80 minutes is your 80 minutes.
yeah,
But
no.
how comes they're not getting it so wrong? How comes we're getting it so wrong?
We have, because they've got the right technology and they use it for what they are able to use it for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's spot on. They know that their technology and the decisions that that's used for, right, can't be questioned. Yeah, so but we've got lines and this and this and this and this and this and this angle and that angle. You know, if you're going to do all this, you have to have every single bit of technology. They ain't. You know, hence going back to the Arsenal goal, there was the three decisions, and there was two situations there where they couldn't say whether it was or it wasn't because they ain't got the technology.
Mm.
And the one that they have got the technology for, they asked that up as well, which was the foul. So I think they get it right in other sports. It's like tennis; they've just got like the lines, haven't they? You know, and so they know that they can get it spot on. You know, you can't be wrong. So if it's a serve, if it's in, it's out. They've got that one thing, and they got it out.
Yeah, but they've had that for ages. They've had
Yeah,
that for ages. So we've been able to see for ages, for years, that if the tennis ball, whether it's in, it would go down 3D court within seconds. It'll pan
yeah,
around and go, it's in.
yeah.
We've seen that. Yeah,
But what they say,
the other week in the Newcastle game, we spent like 3 minutes just on that one decision to see whether the ball was in or out or not.
yeah.
How is this?
Yeah, because I don't know, mate. I really don't know. But it goes back towards with tennis. You know, in the Roland Garros, the French Open on the clay, right? They realise they can't get it spot on. So what do? They don't have it.
Yeah.
They don't have it. They think we can't get it right. We can't tell whether the serve's in or whether it's out or whether it's over the baseline or whether it's not, and all this stuff. So what do? They leave it to the umpire. Right, so they make the decision, and everyone accepts it. Then, yeah, we can all watch tennis. I love tennis. Do you know what I mean? You can think, oh, that looks out to me. You know, it looked in, but it's the line judge's decision because it. You know, the people up in the tennis, you know, who are running the game, look at that particular competition and realise they can't get it spot on because it's clay and it's difficult and it's, you know, you've got the dust and the lines can fight. It doesn't matter what reason it is. It's irrelevant what the reason is. The fact is they don't use it because they can't be sure.
Yeah.
We're using technology that they can't be sure, or VAR are making decisions. You know, it's going up to VAR when they haven't got the technology. Yeah. So what is the point of like looking at whether the ball went out of play, whether there's two players offside instead of one, when they're not offside? But sorry, when they haven't got the technology, it makes no it makes no sense. It's the same with rugby. I'm not a big rugby fan, but I know for a fact that with the offside rule, in rugby, like you see sometimes when they go into a scrum, and you've got the ball, and they say, and the referee goes offside, and it's the referee's decision. Right? We it's impossible to know whether that's offside. They can't. There's no technology that can say that's definitely offside.
And the rules of rugby is the level of respect you have for the ref. You're not even questioning
exactly. But the rugby don't use any technology for that because they can't get it right. We're different. But I didn't think he was great today, mate. To be honest with you, I didn't. I was a bit surprised that the position he was playing when I see the team sheet, I thought, I would never have played him in there.
He played well in the false nine in recent weeks. He's done really well. He's been in excellent form. So I found it a bit odd.
Yeah.
Why change something that's working?
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't. When Havertz has played in the 8, don't tell me anybody that he's been better than Havertz when he's played in that position. He hasn't. Not today. For me, Trossard is like you said. He either plays in a false 9 and has good games, or he plays on the left and has good games. He doesn't play well there for me. Yeah. And for me, okay, he might have come up with a few more marks because he nodded the ball in today. But for me, he was again probably through no fault of his own. I thought Trossard didn't have a good game today. So I got probably like on his form, he probably would have got a 5, but I thought he was put in a position which is not his position. So I'll give his mark a little bit better. So I'll give him a 6 because of that. But don't play him there again, Nikhil, for God's, because it didn't work.
I think with Trossard in that position, he's got another layer of players to get through. He's got another bank of players to get through, and you want to see him dropping his skills and beating that last man, and then putting the dangerous ball in. I just think with a player of his ability, you just want to see him more in more attacking positions. And I think that's what he was done for today. I don't think he was overly bad. I just think we could utilise a player like Trossard in better ways.
Yeah, he just wasn't involved, was he? He just wasn't involved, and that's...
No, and you need him involved. He's been excellent in recent weeks, so you got to have him involved. Martin Odegaard back for the first time in a while. Looked like he was trying to make things happen.
Yeah, he did, but again, I would. Again, I just thought I wanted more from Martin Odegaard today. Maybe I want too much from him. I agree with you. He was trying to make things happen. He was, he does his buzzes, but it's similar to, when he wasn't before his injury. He's just like, he works hard. He tries to make things happen, but he's again today. I just thought he was sloppy on the ball. He keeps going. For me, I need to see more from him. There was nothing of anything stand out. A player who's playing in this position, you want to see, balls cut through the middle of defence. There was one ball. Oh my God, one ball. It was awful. I think it was Martinelli, and he was looking at him and just to say, what was that? He's literally might have kicked. He just literally kicked it out of play. It was bad, and it was it's his first game back for a while. Injury, so I'm sure we'll get better at the end. But for me, he needs to improve. So I'll just give him for me it was a 6 today. For me, I needed more. I needed to see more from him.
What's he been out since? He's been out. Basically, he's been out for a month, so he's missed the last 4 games. I think he came on as a sub. Did he come as a sub in the Sheffield United game? It was a Newcastle game. Well, he's missed the last 3 games, so Yeah, he's been out for a while, so I think he's just down to rustiness, if I'm honest. I think he was playing. Personally, I think that he was playing the way he was playing because he had an injury, because he was overplayed, and I think this is just the first game that he's been back for a while. He hasn't played, so it's a bit of rustiness. Would you give him 5 or 6?
6.
Gabriel Martinelli, very quiet game today.
Yeah, very quiet. Couple of some good runs, but very quiet. As I say, Odegaard should have put him through. Probably if he did that, he probably would have possibly gone through and scored a goal because he was pretty open. But one very good cross in the second half, which someone should have been on the end of. I mean, he went mad. The manager went mad. So he done some good things, but again, not again, because I think Martinelli's been playing quite well recently. Yeah. But nothing major. But look definitely more dangerous than when he got the ball than what Odegaard looked today. So, but then again, you look at it and you think maybe 7's a bit too much for his performance today, Martinelli. So, I don't know. Maybe Odegaard should have been a 5. Because I say I think probably Odegaard's probably a 5. So more than instead of a 6. So because Martinelli I think 6 today.
Martinelli 6. Yeah, that cross when no one, there was 3 people in the box, but Jesus, Trossard, and Saka all managed to stand there and not sort of
not even move
that ball. Yeah, that's what you got to add. Like that's if we're talking about killer instinct in the box, that's where Jesus needs to.
Yeah.
He's got to be more alert there, especially when I see Trossard in the box as well. I was like, come on, it only needs one of you to sit off. One of you needs to pull off, and that's it. The other one goes in the back, goes in the penalty spot, and Saka as well. You've got to be coming in at the back post there, mate. Like it's things like that where there's just a lack of killer instincts, and I find that from Saka and Martinelli both miss that, lack that. Just being around the back post more. Like I haven't scored a goal from it today, and you'll get a lot of goals from just coming in late at the back post. Be there, knock it in. See that just have that as their bread and butter, and don't really score any other goals. They just score the goals where they tap it in the back post. Like they're there. Gabriel Jesus.
It was probably one of his worst games I've seen today from Jesus.
Not good today.
Just not good. Just not involved in the game. Never did I ever feel like, even when he got the ball, that he looked like he may do something with it. Sometimes you just get the feeling sometime, and as the game just like ticks on and on and on, he just seemed to get quieter and quieter and quieter. Sometimes Jesus will start the game pretty slow, and he'll build his way into it, and by the end of the game he would have made a goal or assist and come away off the post-match rating with an 8 or something. But he just never came out of gear. He came out. He started the game as a 5, like they do, and he never improved on it. He never improved on it. And the disappointing thing about Jesus today, you can always say, well, he wasn't great in goal, but he done a lot of hard work. I didn't see that from him today either.
Do you think the Brazil game took it out of him? He's not played in however long, 2 months, and then played 97 minutes in a very, not just physically intense game, but mentally against Argentina. And we saw the fracas and the near riots with the police beforehand, which a lot of the players got involved in themselves. So that's a reason why I was quite surprised that he started today.
Yeah, I was.
I just thought there would be an opportunity to maybe rest him and bring him on a bit later on. But maybe Mikel thought that seeing as he played 90 minutes and he came through it, this another opportunity to get him some more match fitness, so he's at match sharpness a lot quicker. So I suppose you can look at it that way, because he's only going to have to delay his full return to 90 minutes if you are going to stagger it a bit more like you did previously. But yeah, he was not at his best today at all.
I don't know. I'm tempted to give him a 4. 5. It's really tempting. Yeah, it's just only because I'm a nice person that I'm giving him a 5. I could really go into him and give him a 4. AFTV would probably give him an 8 out of 10 or something for like picking his nose on the sideline or something. And sort of
go through some of these comments. Stephen, good to see you there. Careful, lads. FA will drop you a fine like Arteta, they will. Here we go.
Wacka,
again.
I know Simon's a bit. I know he's good with Everts, so I'm not saying this to you, but I told you about not Xhaka. I know, but I told people about Xhaka. Yeah, I told people about Everts. I tell them all.
Si's completely changed his ways now.
I know he has.
He just backs every player. It's like, no, I won't have a bad word said about him. Give him time. This is a different Simon. Bloody
short life is short, Si. Just
short.
Be happy, mate.
Players.
Back your players. Back them. Yeah. And then you know, then if no one, then you can hit the players that fans that ain't backing them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, great comment, mate. I like that one. Wacka. Yeah, and I told them, and it's trending on Twitter. King Kai. King Kai's trending on Twitter.
Kai Saka with a pretty quiet game, but he got that assist at the end, which counted, and it was a lovely ball into the back post to Kai Havertz.
Probably again, that's another reason why. I mean, when Martinelli got taken off, I was like, you're leaving Saka on again? Because he probably weren't as could have. You know, you think that. You know, mate, they probably was as bad as each other at the time. Yeah. Because Saka was running into spaces which his ball was never going to get to him. Some of his crossing was off, but saying that, he obviously, I mean, the goal that wasn't to, I think he crossed it, and also obviously he crossed the ball for Kai Havertz to score the winner. So yeah, and he's done. It's
those little things in it. It's those little things. Okay, players should have been in the position or made that run in when Martinelli put it in the box. But Saka, in a quiet game, has put 2 balls in the box. They've land on people's head. 2 of them have come to a goal. 1 got disallowed.
This is it.
It's those differences, and you're seeing it from Saka on a weekly basis. We will come in here and be like, he's been quiet again today, but he's got an assist. And he's done that in a lot of games this season. We've both said this season.
We say that a lot.
He's still managed to get probably about 8 or 9 goal contributions already this season. So
yeah. I remember someone put up his stats the other day, and me and you say we've been pretty critical of him, but not because he's been playing bad. It's just because we know the standards of Saka from last season, and as you said, he's not there yet. So we've got to expect a run of form where he's not as thingy. But again, these stats are up there with the best of them. And he continues to score goals and he continues to make goals. So yeah, I can see why they keep him on. Because he comes up with moments like that match-winning moment. So yeah, as I say, he wasn't fantastic today. But again, he kept going, works hard, come up with the assist for the winner. So yeah, it's 7.
So I'm noticing a few things with Saka, which I think is I genuinely think this is a part of his development where he's just finding himself out again. Because each stage, whether it's players that just want to hack him down, he's learned how to deal with that. Players that will stop, will double up on him down the right. He's learnt how to deal that with cuts in. Now he's got players that will double up on the right, but now they're being smart and dragging someone from midfield. So it's nullifying him when he wants to cut in as well. Now he's got to work on his game. He's just got to develop his game. Look at what some players do, like Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku's game is very direct. He's going to keep on, no matter what. He's going to take it down that byline, take you on every time, and try and cut in and do his skills and whatever. Saka needs to have an element of that, where he believes, he backs himself that he will take you on. Yeah, you may have stopped in there, but he's going to go again and again and again. And even more so, be smarter when those players do get yellow cards. Because we've seen it a couple of times this season where players have got yellow card against him and then he's not pushed on. He's not gone in further. He's not gone and taken him on anymore. It's like he's giving him a day off. No, that ain't the time to stop going at your man. Just have a bit more self-belief in yourself. Take on the man a bit more often. I felt that a couple of times early on in the game, he went down a dead end. Brentford, is it Pollock? I think stopped him a couple of times. So he switched sides. Yeah, Pinnock. So he switched sides, and then another, and then he stopped going down the flank. It's like I want to see you have a bit more belief that take him on, keep on put. Because sometimes it's just about putting the pressure on. Sometimes where a team's not even really doing much, but they're getting it down the wing, they're crossing it in, and it's just there's no break. Those no breaks lead to mistakes. Those mistakes lead to self-doubt, and the self-doubt leads to a goal, leads to opportunities. That's what we've got to keep on doing. We've got to keep pressing these teams. We've got to keep putting it on these teams and not automatically, if it doesn't work the first time, switch it up and go a different way. Keep on going sometimes. Like, because we've got the ability to beat these players and take them on and again. And if you do it, the numbers, sometimes it's just a numbers game against certain players. Like, I just feel like I think he's frustrating because it's just a part of his game where he's going to have to adapt again. And then hopefully towards after Christmas, on to next season, we'll see another level of Saka, which is another level higher. Who else came on first? Was it Nketiah came on first, didn't it? Nketiah.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that stands out for Eddie today was that time where he just should have just rolled. Was it Saka in?
Yeah. It's criminal. Because the thing is with the Brentford players, everyone was so bunched up in one area, and Saka was just drifting out, and it just looked to me like there was so much space.
Yeah,
I didn't get it. I
don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You think he's not inexperienced now, Eddie, is he? So if you're a manager looking at that, straight away you think, a proper intelligent striker, would have one eye on the goal and the other eye, to see who's free on the other side, and then come to a conclusion, whether it's best for me to have a shot or lay it in. Eddie Nketiah didn't do that today. He just he didn't even know Saka was on the right, and that's concerning for me. That's concerning. He's a good round the box, getting his head to things with his if he's got his back to his goal and he's turning, he can shoot and he can score. But again, that's part of his game. I think his intelligence, today really shone. That's an outside the box when he's running at players. He's not got the full package, and maybe that's why we maybe need to look for someone else. But because again, you said it's all about moments, and that could have turned out into being a really big moment because. I can think if that was me running on goal, the first thing I'd be looking at the corner of my eye was if anyone's in a better position than me. So the fact that he's not done that concerns me.
Or didn't do that, you think still, do you know what? I could get a go here. It's a go here. Because I see that a little bit in Reece's game. And Reece needs to not do that. Reece needs to come on and just and get assists. Cause trouble, be a nuisance, get fouls. You've not got to be the key man that gets the goal or gets the assist. No, you ain't got to do that, Reece. So no one's looking for a hero here, and I think that's the same with Eddie. Eddie's thinking he's got to be the hero there when, mate, just pass it. just pass it. Like,
Yeah.
we've just the team just need to go. It's not about you or who scores or who does the fucking great bit of skill to unlock the key. Like, come on, it's just about us scoring a goal here. And I think it's that. I think he's seen that and he's think this is a moment. This is my moment.
See, I think Eddie, what he would have done, Dad, would have been like the Martinelli cross. No, you can imagine Eddie being in there.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
That's it. That's Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need him to do other things as well, and it weren't a great shot either, was it? Do you know, it was
terrible.
Pad a puff, wasn't it, as well? It wasn't
rubbish.
even.
It's rubbish. It all culminated to a big ball of frustration because it was a rubbish shot. It was clear he should have passed to Saka, and it was just frustrating because it was one of the few moves we'd had through the whole game.
Yeah,
and
the moments can cost you. Yeah,
and it was just like we haven't had many of these, and we're open. They're open, and we've just fluffed it, and it's just come of nothing, not a corner, nothing, and it was just like, cough, Eddie. That's what I was like. I was so pissed off.
Yeah, I was going through my forwards list. That's who's available in January.
Yeah, it's him. And that's what we've got. It's not. I'm not saying get rid of Eddie Nketiah, and I've said that from a long time ago. I'm not saying get rid of Eddie. It may be a situation where we can't keep hold of Eddie if we bring in someone else. I'm saying we need another option. It can't be a case of if Jesus is out, we've only got Eddie as the option because we haven't even got a youth player as an option. Whereas everyone else seems to have a youth player that they can bring in and they can put up front. We've not got that youth player. We've not got a youngster coming through. That youngster was Balogun. The other youngsters were way off it. So. Like we need someone else in there. We need someone else in there and someone different. Someone who's good in the air, someone who can hold up the ball well. And that's a little bit of different. It's a little bit different to Eddie. Someone who can hold up the ball, which is what Jesus can do. So it doesn't move too far away from what we need. It will still bring in players, wingers. But yeah, we definitely need something because we have no aerial ability bar our defenders. And Kai Havertz. Yeah. And we need to utilise Kai Havertz's aerial ability a lot more because since we've got him, we don't even cross the ball that much, which is criminal.
Yeah, 100%.
What are you giving Eddie?
5, I think. 5.
The man who's got the winning goal today, Kai Havertz.
Yeah. Well. No one was probably more pleased than me to see him get this goal today. You know, well, apart from probably you as well, Kears. No, you're a fan and you think he'll come good. Brilliant today. Another very good cameo performance, to say the least. That's probably an understatement. Look, I mean, apart from the goal, I thought we looked. As soon as we come on, we look different. As soon as you come on the pitch, you know, first little touch he made, we made that little run and turn into the box, and you know he was very unlucky there. Got a crosser in, you know, won a corner. Thought that was excellent, and some good touches. And then you know the piece de resistance, if you like, you know the goal, you know, great run and match winner. Bosh, you know, 1-0, waka. You know, well done, Kai Havertz. What can you ask for? Massive 3 points. Kai Havertz takes us to the top of the Premier League. So fantastic, mate. 9.
Let's have a quick look at this because I'll just see this. Kai Havertz, you've got a grown man acting up.
We're winning the fucking league. Yes, Kai. All of us Arsenal ugly together.
Quality
No, there's going to be a lot of people now that, you know, Monday, tonight, tomorrow, you know, we're going to be like, you know, all kissing, you know, Kai Havertz's backside now, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? After slating him.
But do you know what?
I'm fairly slating him. Really, unfairly slating him. He's, for me, you could see he uses quality. You know, he's got a lot of good things to his game, And for me, I don't know. I think we look stronger with him in the team. There's something, I feel that we got, he gives us something. He gives us something that, that we haven't got before. I couldn't ask for more to him today. I'm so pleased for him. Mega, pleased for him. Shows a lot of character, shows a lot of balls, shows a lot of guts, and I admire that. Fantastic from Kai today. Well done.
I really hope that gives him some confidence, because there has been some games where I think he's played well, and I don't think he's got credit for it.
I agree. Yeah,
I know he's very aware of the social media, because he reacts to things that, like, he reacts in a game like he'll score and he cup his ears, and you're like, you're clearly reacting to what's been said in the media. And we've got to get used to that, because it's the young ones that have been brought up very much in the social media. They don't cut it off. They won't cut it off. And to them, they're like, yeah, I'm used to it. I know how to deal with it. I can deal with it. Yeah. So you're not going to get them off. Kai Havertz very, very vocal on the socials. He's already there and putting up his tweets and saying great goal.
I think like he's got so much ability. We see it by Leverkusen. He's got mega ability. And the one thing I liked about him, like I just mentioned there, I think this kid's got balls. Do you know what I mean? I like his personality. I think he's one of these people that are just water off a duck's back.
He's not hiding.
And I'm not going to hide. You say what you want about me. Do you know what I mean? I'll go out there every week and just do my best for Arsenal. And that for me, that's fantastic. Look, well done to you. I mean, one of the best things in the game was that turn when he come on. I thought, this is one of the. I mean, it was a poor game. Do you know what I mean? It weren't much that was great in it. Do you know what I mean? But when Havertz done that, when that ball came towards Havertz and he turned that player inside out, and run round him, I was like, whoa, yeah, that was like. Do you know what I mean? It was probably one of the only times I thought it was like, oh, that was good. When I hadn't said that the whole game, and that was, and then he went on and scored the goal. So, brilliant, mate. Yeah, as you said, like, I hope he kicks on now, and goes on. And if he has a bad game next one, is nothing. That's not a bad thing. But like I said, I think with him, it's just water off a duck's back, and I like that about certain players, and similar to Zinchenko, he may have a bad go, he may have a stinker, he may get slaughtered, but he'd always come on, give 100%, and in the end, he'll come good. He comes good.
Yeah. What were you giving him?
9.
Okay, a few comments in there. That's the goal. That's the goal. Havertz was brought to score. Play out to the right, left-footed swing cross, and Kai arriving late. Odegaard and Saka should be the perfect link for him. And Simon to say, Lee Gunners just in a video actually refuses to celebrate the winner because it's 29. What a plank!
Because it's 29.
Because it's Kai Havertz. Because it's Kai Havertz. I think Jorginho and Ben White came on for a few minutes.
Yeah, 6s. I didn't even remember they come on.
Yeah, just about.
But no, I mean, see, that's poor. Do you know what? I mean, not going to. I mean, what a fucking knob! You're a fucking knob, Lee Gunner, a knob, an arsehole. And if Saifi knows him, tell him Steve Casey is a knob.
I don't understand the mentality.
Tosser.
What's the point? Because you've been proven wrong. Have you been proven wrong? What is there to prove? That's the real question. I don't get it. I don't get the mentality.
He's just one of these people who's useless at everything. He's like, look, he's ugly, and that's a shame. But he's ugly man. Can't help that. And the only thing he's good at is shouting and talking shit. And he probably gets paid good money for it. So, well done. If you get money for it, then I suppose you've got to get money somehow for each family. If that's the way you've got to do it.
Arteta.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, did he get the did he get the team selection wrong, or did he, or was it we was just bad? There's an argument to say that we shouldn't have played Trossard, which I don't believe we should have. There's another argument to say that Jesus should have started on the bench and maybe Havertz up front or Trossard up front or Havertz or Jorginho playing in the middle, because Jorginho, I was surprised that he was dropped because he's been excellent recently, Jorginho.
Yeah.
And I think maybe I don't know. Rice is good wherever you play him, but maybe we needed Rice further forward. But was it too attacking? Did it like we were playing the Trossard and then Jesus and then Marty? Does sometimes that doesn't work, and I don't think it works. The balance, mate. Yeah, I think he should have probably played Jorginho today instead of Rice. Sorry, Trossard maybe, or put Trossard up front and then put Rice in the 8 and then Jorginho keep him as the 6. I would have thought that might have been better, but we won the game 1-0 at the end of the day. But yeah, I think there was a few things that Arteta will look back on and think maybe I would have done things differently. But we're sitting top of the league. We're above Man City. We move on. All things are good at the moment. When next time we play next weekend, we'll be sitting top of the league. We've got a couple of easy run coming up, so everything's good if you're an Arsenal fan at the moment. And we haven't been playing well by our standards recently, but we've been getting the job done. So yeah, I've got to give him a 7 today, Arteta. I mean, that may sound a bit harsh, but I think there was a few mistakes. Yeah,
I think 7's harsh, and I think we've had a lot of criticism from a lot of people, considering this team's currently sitting top of the league. I was listening to a few interviews and whatever last week, and the talk was purely on this Man City and Liverpool game, which was whoever wins this game is like a little bit ahead in the title. If Liverpool win it, then they're in the title contention with Man City, and if Man City win it, Man City have sort of kicking on to maybe win the league again. And I was thinking, the disrespect that you're not even bringing Arsenal into this conversation. What are we talking about? And I'm thinking, we ain't played great this season, but we're still amongst it. And this is what Man City do every single year.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a couple of years where they just absolutely dominate from start to finish. But the majority of the time, they start off like okay, but they get 100%. The results. They get a few absolute weldy results and look like, but they don't really kick on until after Christmas. Come February, bang, they prop the gear up and they are untouchable. Like you can't stop them. Like they just go on a run of just wins. There's no draws. It's just wins. And that's very hard to keep up with. But Man City have got it down to a fine art. So I do wonder why people keep on talking about the way Arsenal are playing when Arsenal just need to get results. Arsenal need to get results to be in amongst it after Christmas. Once we get through that Christmas period, those results, those amount of games, once we get past them, if we're still in and amongst it, that's the title race on. That's what you're talking about. Once that Christmas period's over, and it starts now, this is the start of it. We've got 8 games in 4 weeks. This is the start of it. It ends the 28th of December, and then it kicks on again. I think we've got like 2 weeks, 3 weeks off, and then we crack on again, and it's a non-stop break. So we've got 2 heavy schedules, which are going to really define our season. It starts off now. So I don't know why I feel like people have silently written us off, which is ludicrous. So I'm glad we've sort of won this game to put us in a position where they can't ignore us. They have to deal with our delusions. They will have to deal with our being sort of unbearable right now, because we are top of the league and we're going to ram it down your throats.
That's it.
For the foreseeable.
That's it. Look, that's it. A lot of people on X, whatever you want to call it these days, on the media, on the radio, on the podcasts, and rival podcasts are all turning around. Oh, Arsenal ain't the same this season. Everts this, Raya this, Ramsdale that. Top of the league, mate. Top of the league. Tell you what, if we ain't clicking, we ain't been playing well. You're right, 100%. Well, you better be bloody scared if we do, ain't ya?
Yeah.
You better be bloody scared if we do. Because we're sitting top of the league now. We're going to be sitting top of the league for the next 7 days. And I'm going to be absolutely unbearable.
Yeah, we've got to be.
Unbearable. Good Man City, Man United fans, Tottenham fans tomorrow. I'm going to be sitting down with my feet out. And whether you lose or win, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have a great Sunday sitting at the top of the league next week.
Yeah.
So,
because Steve, it don't matter whether we're quiet. We were quiet last season. Yeah, we know what everyone was like. Yeah, up until Christmas, everyone was very quiet. Yes, there was in and amongst us getting a bit nervous. Some of the fans on Twitter like, "Oh no, we need to do this. We need to stay here. We need to do that." But we weren't. There were no talk about winning the league. None of that. But what did everyone say? What did the other rival fans say? You need to back your team. You need to start saying this. You need to start doing that. Baiting us into saying that we're going to win the league. As soon as it gets to the last 10 games of the season, we're fully in the conversation and we're saying we could do this. They want to ram it down our throats and put it on us when we don't.
Yeah,
the other team's Man City. So this is what I mean. So now we're top of the league. We're going back to unbearable because it don't matter whether we're naughty or nice. We still get it. So we're going to be how we want to be. That's because that's the way you're going to enjoy it. So you brought this on yourselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just fans. It's radio. So I mean, the worst people for it. I mean, I actually refuse to watch it anymore, and that's not the actual radio station, but a certain program. And that's Simon Jordan and Jim White. I mean, Arsenal haters is an absolute understatement.
Jim White,
it's absolutely other. Just like
worse than Simon Jordan.
Simon Jordan, right? Simon Jordan, like who comes across as if he knows, with the big words, and he knows. I listen to him, and I'm thinking, you don't know what you're talking about. You're absolutely clueless, mate. You talk nonsense. He was giving it the big one the other day, and he come across, and he actually said, he went, well, for Arsenal, he said, I've said this for the last 8 months now since last season. He said for Arsenal to win the league, and go any further than they did last season, they'll need to buy, right? And I thought, duh. I thought to yourself, how much further does he want us to go than second and 5 points behind? That's the bit. How much further? So if Arsenal finished third, do you know what I mean, and got in Champions League and had a title run, to him they'd be failing. This is the type of nonsense that we have to put up with from idiots. But yeah, I don't know. Jim White is worse. You are right, though. He is worse. He's a right plonker.
I think he's worse because he's always looking for another angle for an argument. So it may be because of that. But I just find him unbearable sometimes. I used to like him, but he's just too much. He's just his arguments are just. I don't know. I think a person who's very good at giving the argument that you may hear from the man down the pub is Andy Goldstein.
I like Andy
with Darren Bent. He's really good. So
that's really good. Both of them are.
What he does. Sorry, we'll wrap up in a second. But what he does is when he asks Benty a question and Benty comes back with it, he throws in the responses that you might see across Twitter. What about this? What about this? Well, but I know that he doesn't believe that.
No, exactly.
Other arguments that they would counteract that. So he throws in the quick fire arguments, which you may hear from every other person, which then gives a reaction from Benty from every other person, and he does an excellent job of that. It's very hard to do.
Yeah,
because it's got to be quick fire, and you've got to come across as believable with the questions that you're asking, and you've also got to think about what other people might ask as well. So it's tough. But it's
tough.
White,
it is tough.
Not good at that. That's not you.
He's another one of these dinosaur people who just talks I don't know. He must be reading it, whether he's reading it off a bit of paper and he's just trying to, people telling him what to say. I don't know, but yeah, I definitely agree with you. Yeah.
All right, that is all we've got time for. Make sure you join us on Tuesday for the Arsenal show. We're gonna be gearing up for the transfer window very, very soon. So you're gonna get some stories from Steve over here. So if you've got any questions, make sure you get them in to the comment section as well. Make sure you join us live and get your questions in for the transfer window. Make sure you get your questions in for anything Arsenal as well. We'll be covering that. We'll be covering this game, the preview for the Champions League game against PSV. And anything else that is happening in between. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Simon, Stephen, Galvo, and that's it. And thank you very much for joining us tonight, Steve.
Cheers, mate. Absolute pleasure. In the end, I didn't think it was going to be a pleasure tonight, but it has been as always.
All right, it was. Thank you very much for making our weekend, Kai, because you don't understand.
Wacka.
The weekend is when Arsenal don't lose, when Arsenal don't win. We've got us into good habits now, so let's keep it that way. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you are new to the show, and if you are a regular, hit that like and hit that copy button. Peace out, people. Stay safe and wash your hands.